Every morning, upon waking up, we are presented with a choice to live actively or to live passively. Do we spend the next few minutes blankly staring at phone notifications, scrolling mindlessly through the endless barrage of information? Or do we prepare ourselves with eagerness, quieting all disadvantages that we awake with and awakening all authority within our grasp to control it all, like a maestro and his orchestra? A sweet, sweet symphony plays all throughout the halls of our psyche, being like a fisherman right before casting his spell over the murky waters below, ready to tackle all of today's problems diligently, without hesitation and with full engagement, a list of options ready at the fingertips. So, put that phone down, and upon hearing your alarm clock, remove your ability to press snooze. It will only prolong your duties, setting them aside to be done later, completed with an unpunctual manner, a delayed schedule to start the day. Ask yourself if that's how you want to start today, because you honestly have that option. Alternatively, you can realign your mind in a different manner. In fact, upon waking up every morning, you have that choice. You option select what you want. Most people want to feel good and feed into this desire by firstly commanding their brains in such a way to enforce a habit that they don't think twice about, to wake up and initially open up their social medias, catch up on all their missed texts and emails, attempting to busy their morning instead of actually being productive. Scientists have proven with prevalent evidence that upon waking up, your current body state and frequency of brain waves share a high correlation. Typically, when you first awake, your brain is dominated with alpha waves. They vibrate between 8 Hz to 12 Hz. Why is this important to know? Because alpha waves indicate that the brain is in a natural resting state. Alpha waves aid overall calmness, mental coordination. They integrate both mind and body learning the most. They sharpen your alertness, allowing you to focus on the present. Alpha waves are also present during meditative states. Ultimately, upon waking up, we are wiring ourselves for the day, and not only that, we are also setting lifelong habits, the very defining tools that make up who we are and identify as in this life. Wherever you go, we are there. We are present, and we cannot escape unless we choose to. In fact, the notion of redefining one's morning routine seems absurd initially, especially if that person is already established in their identity. In that case, we should be happy for them. They clearly don't have any more reason to improve themselves, right? They are already so satisfied with the way their life is, unable to make distinctions between good and great choices, always settling for just enough when glory is right around the corner. They have to put in just a little bit more effort, but each person's story is entirely unique and different, as is their journey and perspectives in life. This video isn't going to be very helpful for most people, chiefly the ones that already have their life figured out. But in hindsight, do we all truly have life figured out? Are we not supposed to look to others for inspiration? Do others not look unto us for inspiration? Or do we seek out the laborious task of looking inward, as if we can inspire ourselves and only ourselves? In this life, we are surrounded by one another in an increasingly shrinking world where all people have to tolerate and accept one another. Yes, we are all so massively dissimilar and unalike, contrasting our colors with distinction amongst one another. Yet, in the sense of self that we all selfishly try to achieve, we are the same, all leaves belonging to the same tree, from which we share the same roots. They go as deep as you want to explore, just like the ocean below or space above. They are seemingly infinite in wonder and curiosity, only limiting themselves with the individual's imagination. So, every morning, tapping into our primal sense of self, we learn to become comfortable with being intimate with challenges. We can restructure our minds to believe anything we want because we all have that ability, that power. It's all naturally within us. What seems more rewarding? Waking up to a life you didn't work hard for, or waking up to trials that you must overcome every day? If we are all given exactly what we desire, will we be happy? If so, for how long? Happiness is temporary, and so is any other state of being. Time is a construct, and the humans are ultimately slaves to it. Imagine yourself in your dream life. A few years from now, imagine all the steps and all the grueling obstacles in the way, how you must skillfully navigate each day with expert movement and deft tactics, how jealous your previous self must be for how far you've come along your journey because of all the hard work you put in every single day. The consistency of it produces an opium, one that you can't help but be aware of, selectively choosing how much to administer to the various issues that seem to pop up in life, trying to mask the pain when you should confront it. No trouble appears when we are fully capable of dealing with it. Now, imagine the same dream life a few years from now, but you just wake up to that instead. No memories of the triumphant moments experienced. Instead, you are just gifted that without deserving it at all. What sort of notion have you put into your mind that you can just be rewarded for nothing? That's not how the real world operates. It may certainly be a rare occurrence, but not a constant one, as the universe truly awards the hard work set forth by you. The fruits of your labors will be exactly what you deserve. Every morning, upon waking up, consider your struggles and how awkward they appear. When they are presented in your presence, they seem so small and insignificant as they truly are, and you are much larger than them. You've assimilated your thoughts in such a way that any sort of adversity that comes along is easily dealt with and proves effortless to solve. This is because you are the master. Your problems are your slaves. They are beneath you as you own them. So, how many are in your captive? Many? A few? None? Only you can set the level of difficulty you experience in life. So, upon waking up, again, ask yourself, what problems do you want to solve today? No more setting them aside to deal with later. To procrastinate on this very thing is to metaphorically tie yourself down with imagined or conceptualized demons, sharing the same bed with them and waking up to them as if you wanted them as your partner. As they non-consensually stimulate your mind with arousal, you must deny yourself this pleasure. Do not let these weaknesses handicap you instead of having them work for you, a disadvantage that poses a major threat in the long run, garnishing your life with a myriad of eventual problems that you're subsequently going to deal with. Consequently so, this is why we must be diligent in eliminating any and all anxieties now, while we still have time and energy, in order to reap the benefits of our efforts. Any impediment should be met with immediate action, as receiving instant gratification here is well deserved. However, to inherit pleasure instantly from any other source is ill-advised. Learn to accept delayed gratification. It takes a while, surely, but with the amount of patience appointed to you, you are more than capable of waiting several moments. Your mind is stronger than your physical will. When the sun first strikes your face, you have an exclusive luxury. To be alive is such a joyous treat. To bask in the sunlight and bathe in the cool, refreshing waters of your choice. You've managed to make it this far in life. Is it already the finale? Do you wish that strongly for your journey to end so suddenly? An appetite for opulence requires a rich understanding of oneself. How can you possibly suggest a rewarding life to someone who didn't work hard for it? The very impression of our duties compels us further into exploring our cores, recesses upon recesses in our spiritual profoundness. There, within the crags and cracks, we will find treasure at the bottom of the figurative abyss that we descend further into, that is our mind. This is only accessible when we consider one thing, that we prepared for this voyage a long time ago. In fact, it was written in our universal transcript. Each person undergoes extreme hardships. To outsiders and onlookers, these may look like mere nuances. However, within the deep realm of the unconscious, that very person is suffering on a shared level that we all consider taboo. For what reason exactly? Why don't we just all open up and share our thoughts with one another? Are we not all brothers and sisters here on this gigantic rock? How can we bear to strike a chord with others knowing they are hurting? Each morning, those individuals are faced with similar issues that we undergo, and although they may not be identical, they are comparable in their weight. At one point in our lives, we will share the same fate as they. To intuitively and empathetically cognate with one another, such a natural feeling, and with such accuracy. It's certainly authentic in its appearance and substance, the legibility of it engraved across our faces when we interact with them. Each new dawn, we can choose to connect with ourselves and with others on a much deeper and richer level than what we originally conceptualized. Ideally, we must first make peace with ourselves. This can be achieved through reestablishing our morning routines, redefining what it means to be you, to do this ad nauseum, ad infinitum, until you're happy with the result. Then, and only then, can we begin a proper journey with our foot in the right direction. So consider retuning and reprogramming your morning mentality, a vacation of the sorts, rejuvenation, so to speak, as it carries medicinal value to it, of which only the likes of you and you alone should completely understand. Remember, you are your mind, and you are the leader of your life.